It's time for that Brittany and Yank Show with Gary from Yorkshire and Mike from Athens. Pour some wine, take a seat, and get ready for the stories of that Brittany and Yank.
Hello, good afternoon, and welcome to the second series of That Brit and Yank Show, featuring myself, Gary, and my good friend, Michael.
The show that's 90% mental and half physical.
Spoken like a true mathematician.
Don't forget to find us on Twitter, and find us on YouTube, and find us on Facebook. And I don't know what the exact addresses are, but people should be able to find us by using that googly thing.
Mm-hmm.
Or Bing, if you prefer, which I don't.
No, I don't, but it always crops up on my computer for some reason. It's hijacked it. Anyway.
Right. So the weather's lovely.
Yes, it's very autumnal. There's a cool breeze blowing from the window here.
We've reached fall in Ohio. The leaves are beginning to turn. Some are green, some are kind of yellowish. Well, hopefully some will become, red and orange. What's it like across the pond? That's what it is. What is it, 67 here?
It's 67 here. And those poor people in England.
Do they need to hear what it is in Celsius?
That is in Celsius, isn't it?
No, it's 67 Fahrenheit. Is it Celsius?
Which, the larger one, is... No, that's Fahrenheit, you're right. I'm a textile scientist, I know that stuff. No, they can do the conversion if they want. So it's a balmy 67 here today, which is cooler than it has been all week. And those poor people in England, I just checked on my phone, and they're suffering with 62.
That's awful. Should you move that microphone? So, Season 2. What's new for Season 2?
I don't know, Michael. What is new for Season 2? Oh!
We're attempting video. And this is going to be a huge pain in my ass, not yours. Because I do things, and you don't do things. But editing is going to be awful. With audio, it's very, very, very easy. I use Audacity. I can highlight things. I can take out the uhs. I run a script. I normally do. So, but
this could be a very short-lived experiment.
It could be. We'll try video. My brother Skip has encouraged us to do it. I don't know why anybody would want to see us at any rate.
Although I am handsome.
Well, that is definitely your opinion, and you have it.
Another development from last season.
I'm not ready for that other development because I want to mention something else that I've noticed about video on YouTube.
Okay.
And that is that, for the most part, what I've seen, it's the people that become really popular are either incredibly attractive people, which I am definitely not, and it's, I suppose, debatable between other people and you as to whether you are. Female helps, which we are definitely not.
Damn it.
Or at least I'm not. You could be transgender, which is fine if you are.
No, I'm not.
You and Caitlin, that's cool. So you're either incredibly attractive or incredibly ugly. Or what some people would call incredibly ugly, if that is important to you.
But we've got the best of both worlds.
But the ones that are meh, the ones in the middle, I don't see them getting quite as much traction. So we might have to either figure out a way to become more attractive people or uglier people, or have people like Jess and Melissa on much more often.
Ah.
Yeah. There we go.
Good
So
time.
what is the other thing you were going to
another development since last season. Listeners will remember that at the end of last season we gave up on Jameson's.
Yes, we did mention that.
We stopped,
and we stuck with it.
We stopped getting them to try and sponsor us and sod them.
Right.
So now we're being sponsored by Boddington's. Well, hopefully.
Right. And Bleeding Buckeye Red Ale.
Which is actually not bad.
It's not bad. The way I imagine this happens is somebody went out, tried a bunch of beers, and said, "That'll do, slap a label on it." But it is football season, and this is the Buckeye State, and for those across the pond, American football, sorry. And the college team is winning, but struggling. So this could be a very interesting
I think
season.
there's a second match.
Yeah, and they didn't do as well as they should have.
They'll slaughter them. Who are they playing anyway?
Northwestern Virginia Tech or something. I'm not sure. It's somebody that they. It is somebody that they should be able to beat like 75 to 5.
Yeah.
I don't think that happens often, but
anyway, go Bucks.
Right. Yeah. Go Buckeyes. Woo, OH. OH.
Oh, I-ho.
Oh, boy. Other things that we're going to be doing, I think we need to try to get more interviewee things going on.
Yeah.
Which doing video is going to make more difficult because we could have just taken the gizmo here for audio and gotten bits and pieces in different places and spliced it together. Doing video means there's got to be a camera.
Or you could just have a photograph of the person we were interviewing.
That's the other thing that we could do. Also, the plus of using video is we can do things like we can do special effects. And we can also show stuff. I can take video and cover Gary's face. So we'll see how that works out. That's called picture-in-picture.
Ooh, I can't wait to see it.
Yeah.
You get on that right away.
I have another idea. Here's one I haven't discussed with you.
Uh-oh.
I think...
You never discuss your ideas with me.
I think that on a weekly basis, we should hypothesize about something that neither of us know anything about and have no business hypothesizing about.
Excellent. I like it.
For example, and we can't use this one because I actually know the answer to this. Here's an interesting anomaly. When you have, in a sealed car, helium balloons, if you step on the gas...
I know the answer to this one.
If you step on the gas, what happens to the balloon?
It actually goes forward.
It goes forward. That's the sort of thing that we could hypothesize about, except that we both already know the answer to that. But that's just an example. So we've got to come up with things. We hypothesize. During the week, Cody looks up the answer, and then the next week we discuss the answer, and other people can say what they think the answer is. And maybe they'll win a prize.
Like, if you're traveling in a spaceship at the speed of light, and you turn the headlamps on, what happens?
That would be a good one.
Yeah.
Do you know the answer? Have you ever done it?
I'm just not interested.
So that is indeed a good one. And then the other thing that we were talking about changing is that I did discuss with you just yesterday is changing the outro a little bit. The outro is always another piece of music, but maybe it doesn't have to be. It could be a funny bit on YouTube that we like that we want to throw on, or the outro can be anything we want it to be. It doesn't have to be music.
Well, if this works, it could be something visual.
Yes.
Like puppies or something.
Or mimes.
Oh, yeah, mimes.
Clown mimes.
Yes. Ooh, clown mimes. I like it.
We could lose a lot of people with that. So, Gary.
Yes,
let's talk about your T-shirt.
Oh, yeah. Well, this is the thing about it being visual. I can't lie about the T-shirt that I'm wearing.
That's right. You can't.
So, today I'm wearing oh, that's a bit of a giveaway as well. You have to put some tape over there.
Oh, yeah. Gosh. Now I have to blur that out.
We'll just leave it there as a visual clue. Yeah. But I'm not wearing a T-shirt today. I'm wearing a polo shirt.
With the collar up.
Only me can get away with that.
As cool as you may be, you'll never be 3 Pops colors cool.
True. I didn't even know it was up, to be honest. I just put that thing on.
The shirt I'm wearing is, and I've worn it before.
Uh-huh.
But I'm wearing it because it's that time of year, Gary.
No, it's football time.
Yes, and it's fantasy football time. And this is from 2 of my favorite guys, thefantasyfootballguys.com. So if you play fantasy football, they make the best podcast that you can listen to that money can buy, especially because it's free. So that's pretty good.
So excited about it.
I paid double. My team is doing terrible this year, by the way.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, Alf Morris, Washington Redskins.
Oh, don't start talking about it.
He started, the first week was great. Second week, not so good.
Shut up.
Last week, I got 1 point out of him.
Just not fucking...
1 point.
I hate this stuff. They sit around in bars talking about this like it's real.
I know, it's great. The look on your face is absolutely fantastic. Oh, they're talking about fantasy football again.
I have to wait minutes until I can talk about guitars and me.
Absolute minutes. All right, it's time to move on. And remember, when you come to a fork in the road, you take it.
Right.
So something else I was thinking that...
What happens if you come to a spoon in the road?
You take that too.
All right.
And then you're all set. All you need then is a knife.
Knife.
You can play knifey spooning. I was also thinking that it would be a good idea to start a Brit and Yank drinking game. Because there are certain recurring themes. For example, and I just said it a moment ago.
I did have lots to do today.
We say
Do we?
Yes, we do. I notice that when I'm editing, and I take a lot of them out, which I'm not going to do on the video.
Right.
Lots of ums. So when there's an people should drink.
All right. And when you say
interesting, because apparently I think a lot of things are interesting. I'm interested in very, very many things. So when I say interesting, people should drink.
What do I say a lot?
You say that Americans suck.
That's true.
Or you just speak in a derogatory manner about Americans. So when that happens...
You Americans.
Yes, you Americans. That's a drink. Or when I do a horrible fake British accent, like I did just a moment ago.
Did you? I didn't even notice it was that bad. I thought it was your normal voice.
When you say hello to Ranger...
Where is he anyway?
He just walked over there.
Oh, there he is. Hi, Ranger.
Yep, there you go. Drink.
Oh, dear. People will be able to see how much we're drinking.
Yeah, that's true. That could be bad. When we say, fuck that guy. Thank you, Jess. And the other one I have is anytime we fucking swear.
Ah, well, definitely.
Which, apologies to, which friend of yours who said, stop swearing so much, my teenage kid is listening to this?
Andrew.
So we'll try not to do that quite so fucking much because you're letting your fucking kid listen to this fucking podcast. What the hell are you thinking?
Fuck that guy.
Fuck that guy. Right. Or when you start rambling about guitars.
I have a guitar ramble all set up.
We could make it, I won't do this, but we could make it so that you have to drink the entire time that Gary's talking about a guitar.
Ooh.
But that could lead to...
You'd run out of beer very
people
fast.
would be hospitalized, and that would be bad.
Oh, I see. You mean our listeners should play the drinking game.
Yeah.
I thought you meant us.
No, we're drinking anyway.
Oh, okay.
So, what you been up to?
What have I been up to? Well, my foot's a bit better.
Ankle update.
Ankle update.
There it is.
I still have ankles of 2 different sizes. It still swells up in the afternoon, but not so much. And I can go up and down stairs mostly, although I'm still frightened about escalators.
Have you gotten back into your jogging routine?
No. Oh, yeah, because I didn't have one.
Good.
I'm jogging. I'm back to jogging exactly as much as I used to
There you
before
go.
the accident.
Fantastic. Me too.
And running marathons. And playing tennis and stuff.
3-legged race.
Yeah.
Why are you terrified of escalators?
Because ever since this happened, I'm scared that I will fall down them. Because you have to...
You're afraid that you'll forget how to stand? I mean, what you do on an escalator is pretty much stand.
Next time you're approaching the top of an escalator, become aware of which of your feet you're going to put on there first. Because I didn't realise this until I had to realise it, but you subconsciously lead with one of your feet every time.
I lead with my left every single time.
So do I. That's the one that's broken.
Okay.
So at the top of a very, very tall escalator, such as in Barnes & Noble, Dick's Sporting Goods is even worse. Those are enormous. Yeah, that was where I first sort of had a panic attack. I went to put my foot on it and decided I really just couldn't do it. I had to find a what do you call it? A lift,
Elevator.
An elevator, right?
So you're talking about going down, not going up, or not.
Oh, going
up.
up.
Getting onto,
Yes,
not getting
but
off.
to go down, because I don't like heights anyway. So I don't feel sure about the leg, and I think, well, what if I fell? And
so you're especially concerned that you'll have issues with your ankle that is reinforced with metal.
Yes. I just don't want to break it again. So that's that.
Which would be extremely difficult to do because it's reinforced with
No, in my luck, I didn't
metal.
break the other one. At least they're the same size again. What else have I been doing? I went to Texas.
You did go to Texas.
Do you want that as a review?
A Brit in Texas. That's actually in the what you've been up to part. So tell us about a Brit in Texas who was from Columbus, Ohio.
Yeah.
How did that go over?
It was an interesting week. I was there at a conference in Austin, Texas, which is a fantastic place.
Why is it fantastic?
I'm told that it's... I've got to get this the right way around now. That it's a little blue dot on a red state.
Yes.
Did I get that right?
You got it right, yeah.
Right, so...
Austin is the cool music, hipster epicenter of Texas, and Texas is a giant redneck cowboy execution state.
Yes.
It's like Athens, Ohio. Well, that won't mean anything to anybody who doesn't know Athens, It's like Austin in the middle of Texas. That's the best way I can.
And obviously, it was very cool and hip, and I fitted right in. Yeah, particularly being a musician as well, and a textile
Fitted
scientist.
right in? Is that right?
I fitted right in. Yeah.
Fitted, not fit right in. Fitted. Yeah, that works.
Yeah. So it's a very cool city. They rebuilt the whole of the downtown. They put in shall I talk about the heat exchange system, or would that be very dull? Yes. But they built a whole heat exchange system where they built a wind farm 300 miles away, and they used the energy, sustainable energy from that at night when the winds blow to freeze a block of ice 10 stories, like a 10-story high building, which then during the day when the wind's not blowing, they melt the ice slowly and power all the air conditioning downtown. And they offered free air conditioning to any company that built a residential condo high-rise thing, thereby revitalizing the whole of downtown. And it's all very beautiful, very cool, lots of boutique type stores and cafes and restaurants. And there's a fantastic famous street called 6th Street, which is a long street just full of bars and music. And I was lucky enough to go to a party where the drinks were free on the roof of one of these bars, and they had a band on who were great in a kind of a country way.
Nice.
So it was great.
That was well done. I'm impressed.
I'm not drunk yet.
Yeah, fascinating. So,
have you been up to anything?
for the hold on, yes, but for those across the pond, we often talk about the weather here in Ohio. Texas is much further south.
Oh, it was hot.
Right.
Even at this time of year, it was 90 degrees.
Right. So 90 there.
60.
It was in the 60s here.
Yeah.
80s last week. It would get up to 80, so it was kind of warm. But in the mornings, it was 52, 55. But you were dealing with 90, which
Although I spent the entire week, of course, freezing my nuts off because I didn't take a jacket or a sweater.
Right.
And I was actually inside a hotel for the whole time, where they had the thermostat set around about 58.
Right. So you're outside where it's blistering hot. You're covered in sweat. You walk inside where it's set to 60 degrees.
And the sweat freezes on you.
The sweat freezes instantly. So everybody's walking around with jackets and sweaters when they go inside buildings, but you didn't know that. And your particular amount of body insulation is
zero.
Nil. So you would get cold quite quickly.
I did.
Yes, I have been up to some things.
Well, do tell.
A very exciting thing happened to me on Facebook. If you recall, I have had this Facebook friend who is a staunch Tea Party supporter.
Is it the one we met?
And no, you never met this person. No. That's no.
All right.
No, this is the person that was constantly getting in arguments with, and we nominated her. She might have even
Surely
won.
not.
We nominated her for the YFC award one time because she was too stupid to realize that she should privatize her Facebook page. So every time I would get in an argument with her, all of my friends would see a pop-up that I had responded to something that she said. So I have all these super liberal friends seeing me have an argument with this super conservative nutbag.
And weighing in with it.
And everybody else could see that. I finally pissed her off. The other Tea Partiers all dumped me ages ago. But this one kept hanging on. I kept trying to piss her off. And it finally happened. She posted a notice saying, I'm going to have to get rid of people. If you're still here tomorrow, that means that I don't think that you're a threat to society.
Ooh.
So I checked the next morning. I'm a threat to society.
So, man.
But remember, her page was still public.
Oh.
So, like a crazy person myself, I would check each day to see what weird shit she was posting. And she did post something weird. I don't remember what it was about, but I sent her a private message with a comment about it. And somebody has apparently now explained to her how to completely block her page because I can't find her online and I can't find her anonymously. So apparently she has completely actually finally blocked her page. So the NSA is going to be very disappointed because the NSA probably can't reach our pages on Facebook if you hit that you want it private.
NSA.
Yes, the National Security Association.
Oh, those guys in that band down
yeah,
there.
the dark one parked outside of Mark's apartment. Yes. So that was a fun thing.
What did you actually say?
Oh, God, I don't remember. It was so easy. It was like, here's a counterpoint. That was usually her reaction. Not true! And she'd spout off something that she read off of a sign at a Westboro church fucking function or something like that.
Tea parties.
Yeah.
Well, the election's coming up anyway.
Yeah, it is. I suppose we'll get to some of that shit. All right, you do the guitar, and then I'll do one update about YouTube videos, and then we'll be moving on.
Okay.
All right.
I'll keep it snappy. Guitar number 13 is now in the works. I will be if the visual thing works, the video thing works. I will be in
The
a couple
visual
of
video, as opposed to the audio visual.
yes
Video.
thing. Dewberry, that one.
Right.
If this works, then I'll be showing it to you in a couple of weeks. But it's number 13, the walnut width one, which is a stunning piece of walnut with an old neck off something else that I used to have, with some amazing Mojo pickups, which were built by Mojo in Yorkshire, England, where I'm from.
Guitar.
Oh, the guitar, yeah,
Yes.
right.
Happy
okay.
birthday, Neve.
Yes.
Anyway.
Yeah, so it will be a thing of beauty. Oh, the pickups were by Mojo in England, but they were bought for me as a present by Dan. Thank you, Dan. It's taken me a while to scrape together the money to actually have the damn thing assembled, which is a considerable amount of money, but it should be a thing of beauty, and I can't wait to get it back.
You poor, poor bastard living in a state of poverty.
I know, it's awful.
Took you so long to scrape together the money.
It was a couple of weeks.
I think you mean it's been a while before you scraped up the willingness to spend the money that it's going to take a chunk of wood, and this is what fascinates me about it. You're taking a chunk of wood, a couple of chunks of wood,
Yes.
some wires,
Some wood and wires, yes.
shoving it together and making a couple of holes the right size to shove in a couple of pickups that are connected to those wires, and it's going to cost
It's really very good, you know.
a bit of money.
Yes.
And
But you've got to pay somebody to do it.
but you've got to pay somebody to do it. It's not as even though there are people that can take cigar boxes and a chunk of wood and make a perfectly fine sounding instrument, it's going to cost hundreds of dollars,
Literally.
literally, to make this guitar. And it absolutely amazes me. I understand things take time, and when you really start doing something like that, you really start to understand how much time it takes. But just thinking of it in a very simplistic form, a guitar is not a complicated instrument.
Not at all. But I'm hopelessly impractical, and I couldn't do it.
Watches are more complicated than a fucking guitar.
Well, yeah.
With lots of little tiny gears and gizmos.
No, they don't. You've seen the inside
Yeah,
of a
they
watch
used to.
recently.
They used to.
Now there's a battery and a little chip.
Yeah, and yeah.
Anyway,
Anyway,
moving on.
Fake little gears going.
Fake little gears.
All right. Anyway, we have been a little more active, and by we I mean mostly me, with YouTube, because we've done a couple of political commercials.
Which everyone will see.
And if you haven't, you should go to our YouTube channel, because it's all about the American. And it's probably this way.
Unless we have any new
It's about the
listeners or viewers.
American political commercial attack ad system. Now, actually, you just performed for one of them, and I managed to put together 2 ads for that. Mm-hmm. And I also did a video that reversed another video and posted that online, and got a few hate comments.
Really?
Yeah, so there were a couple of dudes in Alabama who were fishing, and they heard meowing. They're out in the middle of this lake, and they heard meowing.
The cat thing. I thought you meant our political thing.
And no.
I thought, who the hell's paying attention?
No, right, exactly. And they get these 2 little orange kitties swimming, probably a good 50 feet away from this little island, through the water. So these guys pick up these cats, and they ended up adopting the cats. It's absolutely fantastic. And we like cats. We have cats, so I appreciate this. But I took the video segments,
Surely everybody on the planet has seen that.
and you would think so, and spliced them, and reversed them, and
That's very clever, by the way.
made it
How
look
did you do
like...
that?
I got skills, man. You actually want me to explain how I did it?
No.
I took the pieces...
Tell me when the camera's
right,
off.
Okay. So I reversed it and put nasty words. Look what these terrible people are doing, and played Adagio for strings by Samuel Barber, which is one of the saddest orchestra pieces that exist. And in slow motion, the guy is putting these cats into the water, and you see the cats floating away backwards because they had been swimming to the boat, and they're smiling and putting the cats in. And the comments I've been getting, and there's not a ton of them, but there are a few very choice ones. One of my favorites is somebody pointing out, the video's just reversed, idiot. Thanks. You're a fucking asshole.
Nice.
Like, whoa. So there are a couple on there about what a horrible human being that I am for reversing video of these cats. And I point out at the end of this that this is not what actually happened, and the cats were saved, and all is good. Okay, so
we're at the halfway point.
We're beyond the halfway point. It's deja vu all over again.
Oh,
so we're going to move on to the musical interlude, and then when we come back, we will do the news bit.
Okay,
because that's going to take quite a while. We've got after we come back, we've got to get through this stuff snappy. We've got the news, and we've also got TV reviews.
All right. Oh yes, full TV reviews. Yes.
So on to the musical interlude. The music that we're going to be playing is from a young gal whose name is Maddie Davis, and she is actually going to be on The Voice probably this week. And I don't know what happens, although I have a pretty good idea. But when we come back, after we listen to
presumably
the song...
they've already filmed it.
But, yeah. And since they included a picture of her smiling and being very happy on their promo while speaking to Gwen Stefani and Pharrell Williams, one would think that she actually did pretty well on it. But nobody actually knows because everybody is sworn to secrecy. Nobody can talk about it because if you do, they'll sue the shit out of you. It doesn't just spoil the show; they'll sue the shit out of you. So
that was two shits actually. There's three.
What we're doing is "Wasting My Young Years" by London Grammar.
You cross this line. Do you find it hard to sit with me tonight? I've walked these miles, but I've walked in straight line. You'll never know what it's like to be fine. I'm wasting my young years. It doesn't matter here. I'm chasing all the
to get so overwrought about the garbage that you talk.